Yeah, time's short. Only 15 days, 2 weeks and 1 day until the biggest tournament of the year. Of course, you all know the groups, but our question today is who will advance from the groups and who will maybe make it into the winner bracket semifinal, because we know now that the group stage is going to be best of 3, not best of 2 like it was last year, and there's actually a follow-up to the groups. That's like the first of Group A meets the second one of Group B, so we know what the quarterfinals are going to be. And it is, of course, double elimination. So everything is possible. That's the disclaimer. Everything is possible, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. That's something I can tell. Okay. Best of 3 is so much better. Yeah, I think so too. I like the best of 2 format because we don't usually see draws in Warcraft, and I think it's okay. Okay, gotta add Matthias to my Skype. But first of all, let's invite our Chinese expert. That is Raphael. He's been around in China for many times. And so he knows a lot about the Warcraft scene. He has a lot of contacts in the Warcraft scene. And I'm calling him right now.
Yeah, hi Jonas.
Hey Rafa, how you doing?
Nice, I'm fine, and you?
Well, it's been a long day of work, but now that I can finally talk about Warcraft, not about cinema stuff, I'm feeling great.
Great. Can you hear my voice? Is it okay?
Yeah, I think it's perfect. Maybe the guys in the chat can tell a bit about the levels, if you're too loud, if you're not loud enough. If I have to boost myself a bit, we're kind of reliant on the chat here.
Yeah, because I think I cannot do it by myself with the Skype application.
Oh yeah, you're on your mobile phone.
Exactly.
So I will handle everything, I guess. Should be fine, as long as you are as loud as HappY is when he will finally answer my friend request. So WCA is in 2 weeks and 1 day. Will you be there?
No, unfortunately I cannot go to China there because currently I'm editing my master's thesis, so I do not have time to go to China.
Okay, but you've been around to China a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. Especially this summer, I went for 2 months, and I could meet a lot of people doing with Warcraft 3. So that has been a great time, yeah.
You told me you want to meet with TH. Did that actually happen?
No, that couldn't happen because exactly at that time I was in Guangzhou where he lives. He actually was in Shanghai playing a Warcraft 3 tournament, so we just missed us. But, for example, I met Silence, which you know as well.
Of course.
And some other guys, so yeah, it was quite nice. Yumiko I met, for example.
Super cool guy.
Yeah, he is so nice.
So
very
emotional.
Friendly.
Yeah, exactly. Very friendly.
Looking just his English is a little bit, yeah, you know.
Yeah, he promised me last year that he would improve it a bit for this year.
I think he lied.
Yeah, I think so too. But with hands and feet, you can always understand each other. So I'm trying to get HappY on the line as well. Add people to this call. Okay. This should work, I guess. This is actually the first time I'm talking to him in 8 years or something.
Oh, that's quite a while.
Yeah, we chat a lot about Warcraft and stuff, but talking is weird. Okay, let's see if he can get his technical stuff done. A little late, but whatever. Oh, Passion is there as well. He says, Lin got 3 months to go in the army, and then he might be back. I heard
the
that...
German Passion?
The French Passion.
Oh, French one.
You got a lower
I think he has been to Beijing as well. I think
yeah, he lived in China for, I don't know, a year, maybe more. So... HappY, are you there? Because I cannot hear you.
I cannot hear him as well.
Nope. It's not working, Mr. HappY. Nope. I think he got home from a Christmas market, so maybe he's a little drunk.
Yeah, with hot wine.
Yeah. It's the best about the Christmas season, the hot wine and all the Christmas markets.
That's the only reason, in fact, you go there.
Yeah,
not to
true.
buy any gifts or so.
And some desperate girls who don't have a boyfriend for the Christmas season yet. You know the deal. Okay, he's fixing his technical stuff. Passion is saying that Remind is a League of Legends coach now. I heard from Lawliot that he quit his job as a coach and wants to be back to Warcraft. Have you heard about that as well?
No, I have nothing to do with the Korean scene at all. I have Remind in my contacts, but didn't talk to him, so I'm absolutely not sure what he's doing now.
Yeah, it was of course a shame that he didn't attend the WCA qualifier. Yeah. Just forgot.
This is the reason why I think maybe he will not come back into Warcraft, because that's such a big event with such a big amount of money to win. So if you fail to go there, you might be very unmotivated to go on.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's promising himself about a Warcraft career now. I think as a League of Legends coach, you can do a lot more money, and coaching a female team is not the worst thing you can do. Well, depends on the girls, but okay. HappY, what's up? And
test. Can you hear me?
Now you're there. You're a little quiet, so if you can boost yourself a bit, that would be awesome.
If you can tell me how to do it.
In the settings, I guess you can boost your microphone a bit.
In the settings.
It's in Tools, Settings. How long has it been since you Skyped the last time?
Don't ask me that. A long time. I've always used my smartphone for it, so.
But you were complaining about your own English before we talked about this roundtable, but sounds good to me. So far, at least.
Well, he's too decent, so he's always saying, no, I'm not so good about it.
Yeah, like the Chinese and the Korean guys are.
I'm not so good at Warcraft 3, but I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's perfect, I think.
Yeah, perfect, of course.
Okay, we have Raphael as our Chinese correspondent, and you are, of course, our expert for the Korean scene. And you may introduce yourself to the viewers who might not know you from back then.
Hey, I'm Matthias Imkemper. I was WC3L head admin and former manager of Clan Go and NOA and many other teams. So I know quite some Korean players from back then, and not only Korean, but
and
also Chinese and
You are heavily involved with Focus. How did that happen? Of course, Clan Go, but I think you keep connected until now, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of good friends with Focus, and we have always been like in connection, always been writing, and because he has been my player, so I think I'm kind of good informed about his condition, and
Okay, I hope you know a little more about the other Koreans as well, not only Focus. So I think we should just start with Group A. That is, of course, the group of Infi, Yumiko, Sonic, and Reprisal, the human group and Sonic. And of course, I have to ask Raphael here, Infi, Yumiko, and Reprisal. Who do you think of those three will make it, and what are the strengths of each and every single one?
Yeah, so this group is for me, I think, the most intense group, because you have three big humans and the little Sonic, if I can say it like that. And Infi is for sure the favorite, because Infi is just so good, I've seen him streaming a lot, and whenever he plays serious with human, he will just wreck all the other players. So I don't think Yumiko and Reprisal stand a chance against him. So for me, Infi is the big favorite of this group.
Yeah, I think so too. I did some research on the big cups we had this year. and he is 8-3 in maps against Yumiko. That is definitely a statement that maybe Yumiko will not be a big threat to him. Reprisal, though, I don't really know much about his mirror. I know that yours was able to get a map of his. Are you familiar with Reprisal at all?
Yeah, for sure. I saw him trying the Blood Mage quite often, even in Human Mirror. And it worked quite successfully, as far as I know. So I think it will be very interesting to see him playing against Yumiko. I think this matchup will be deciding who of the both will be the second one in this group. And if I watch it from Sonic points of view, I think Sonic has one advantage, is that he plays only against human players. So he could basically just focus on the human matchup and play against human all day long, to prepare for this group stage.
Yeah, that's a good point, definitely. And with Atheist P from Serbia, we have a guy who's kinda similar to Yumiko's playstyle, so that might be a little advantage for him. Happy, what do you think about the Group A?
Well, usually I would rate Reprisal higher than Yumiko, but Reprisal has like the problem every Korean player has. There are almost no Korean human players who are like at the very top level, so you can practice with them. I think there's just K, and K isn't like very good, so it's very hard for him to practice human mirror with person he can trust. And yeah, so I would rate Infi first, and then I don't know. I think it's kind of open because Sonic is always up for a surprise, and yeah, he can prepare just for human matchups, and well, it's really hard to say. Skill-wise, I would say Infi, Reprisal, and then Yumiko or Sonic.
Okay, so you think that Reprisal is definitely gonna beat Yumiko?
Well, skill-wise, yes, but I'm not sure if he's like very used to human mirror. I don't think he is.
Okay.
Because
well, I would have agreed with you 3 years ago, about Reprisal being better skill-wise than Yumiko, but now I'm not sure, because in the last year Yumiko did great. This year he's doing great on the NetEase ladder, in the new Chinese server. I think Yumiko really wants, to win this big tournament, and it's in his home country, so I would rate Yumiko better than Reprisal in this one.
That's true, but as far as I can remember, Reprisal was always good when he like really put an effort on his game, and I think lately he was like, I don't know, doesn't taking it too serious. So maybe it will be different in China because there's so much money, even though Reprisal has not so big money problems as other programmers, I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he takes it serious, I'd still rate him over Yumiko.
Okay.
Nevertheless.
Are the games best of 3 or best of 1 in the group stage?
It's best of 3.
Okay, it's
You're
confirmed.
Yeah, I read it on replays.net yesterday.
I see.
Okay, because best of 1 would change everything. So
yeah,
the best of 3, I definitely think Infi will go through, and second place I will give, in my point of view, to Yumiko. But yeah, you cannot know for sure. But I think Sonic has no chance, to be honest.
I think so too.
Because even if he practice all day long with ATSP, I mean, yeah, it's not Infi, Like,
yeah.
If you beat ATSP, what do you expect from it? And Hawk is a totally different play style than these Chinese guys. I don't see Sonic doing anything here.
I would agree. Maybe even the matchup is not the best for him, depending on the maps, obviously. But Sonic is kind of a weird guy. He can play super duper great, and then he has other days where he drops out in like the second round of a Jara Cup or something, and that is not going to happen at WCA, where everybody is at their peak. So he cannot allow that to happen, and of course he has the disadvantage of the the entire trip. I think he has to fly like 10 hours or something to China from Russia.
You know when he will arrive?
I know that Yours and Hail of Anger will arrive at the 15th.
I see.
So 2 days before. Maybe. But I think that's kind of late. Lolliot will arrive at the 14th. We will be there at the 13th. So it's all depending on his own schedule, I think.
That's good, because you definitely need two days, I would say, to get a nice rest, to get used to the new time and all the stuff. Because if you come and you have to play the next day, that will be very difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Yours and Hail of Anger, but I think they have to work, so that's why they arrive late. We will arrive at the 13th, so we have 4 days before the tournament starts. It's going to be good.
Nice.
It's going to be real good. So I did some notes on this group. What else would I wanted to ask? Would you say, Raphael, that Yumiko has chances against Infi? Of course, he always had problems beating TH and Infi. Then he won Niso, but the big win against the two big humans, we still need to see from him.
Yeah, actually no. Maybe one map, like if everything works well for him, if he gets nice items and a good rush, or something nice. But I think if the game is just, they will just play standard, on such an important match, they will not do something out of the box. And Infi is just better at playing standard than Yumiko. Yeah. So I don't see why Yumiko should win even a map.
Yeah, during the past year, the statistics are horrible for Yumiko, but the ESCC finals was a close 2-3 from the perspective of Yumiko, so it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, it's gonna be fun, and I'm very excited for this group, even though Human Mirror is, of course, not the matchup we all want to see. But yeah, let's switch to Group B. Once again, for our Chinese expert here, we have Fly, 120, ZDR, and Hawk. I think most of the people rate Fly the highest, definitely. I think you would agree. But what's coming afterwards?
Yeah, that's for me the most difficult group to tell who is favorite. Because Hawk is not easy to, it's not easy to say if he can win against these guys. Terra, he's known as the youngest player, because he's very young. He's just 18 or 19 years old. But he's playing very old school strategies. Well, old school, I mean like Ted or Happy, always the Fiend stuff. He's never going for ghoul openings, always playing Fiends. ZDR, for me, is not a good player. To be honest, I don't really know how he made it, because I see him playing against Fly in the NetEase client. On Fly's first person, he's losing. He lost against Yumiko in the qualifier, open qualifier, 2-1. And the map he won was with Wyvern, Shamans, such crazy strat on Turtle Rock. But always when Yumiko was doing the tower push against him, he was losing. So I think Hawk could actually beat him. This is why, Fly is for sure the favorite. And in the second place, I see either Hawk or Terra having a chance to go through, but not ZDR.
The Wyvern Shaman thing is an interesting topic, because Matthias, your homeboy Focus, likes to play it a lot lately. Do you know if this is something that he's preparing for WCA?
Yes, I know he's preparing like this special strategy, and he had some great success against Hawk, so I remember correctly, in the last Jera Cups and stuff. And I think Hawk had some troubles to deal with it lately, so that's why I would agree Fly is like the best player in this group, I'd say. But after that it's kind of hard to tell, because usually I'd rate Hawk like as a second place, but in the last games against Orc he had some really big problems. And I don't know too much about Terra, to be honest, but usually I'd say Hawk will advance and Fly, of course. But let's see how he can deal with Shamans and Wyvern.
It's gonna be a very, very close call between Hawk and Terra. I would agree to Rafa that ZDR is not the best. Maybe he's, with Halo of Anger, the worst player in this tournament. But then I read some stats on him, and his stats versus Infi are really good. He was able to beat Fly twice. He was able to beat, who was it? Sushi once. So his results are, in my opinion, way better than his playstyle. That's really strange.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like he's a bad player, you know. I think in this tournament, everyone, maybe except HLA, without being mean to him, I mean, is able to beat everyone. It's just that I don't see ZDR winning best of 3 against Fly, and even not against Hawk, because what do you do if the human just puts an early tier 2 tower push on you? You cannot go for Shaman Wyvern. It's like, you can do nothing about it. It depends on the map. He was always playing this threat on Turtle Rock, and Turtle Rock is a map where the human usually doesn't do this early tier 2 tower push. So this is an option on Turtle Rock. But on other maps like Echo Island or Ancient Isles, you have no chance to play this Shaman's Wyvern strat if the human is tower rushing you very fast. And I don't see ZDR winning best of 3 against this, so I think it will be between Terra and Hawk, the second place.
Yeah, that's of course interesting as well, because Hawk's matchup versus Undead is his best by far. But on the other side, Terra has so many humans that he encounters over and over again that he should be able to deal with Hawk.
I would agree with it, because Hawk, like, there's no European Undead he can practice with. Czechi's gone, and I don't know who else is there.
Shaddai would be an option.
Yeah, but okay.
But that I think that's the only one.
So yeah, Terra has of course the advantage for practicing with Infi, Yumiko, and yeah, TH. I'm not sure if they are friends and if they are like practicing with each other, but
Raphael, maybe you can elaborate a bit on the connections between the Chinese players.
Yeah, it's very one-sided. On the one hand, you have Infi and TH doing all the things together with Fly and Ted. Now they are the 4, you know, playing together, Ted, Fly, Infi and TH. And all the other players are a little bit against them. So it's like Infi and it started with Infi and TH not willing to practice with the other players because they just didn't want, you know. They felt they are above them, and they felt they don't need to practice with lower players. So that was quite a shock, you know, for the scene. Like the people were saying they are arrogant and bad-mannered, whatever. So TH and Infi will practice with Fly and Ted if they do so, and Terra and so on will only practice against the big players by playing NetEase clients.
I saw Terra today play against Fly on Fly's stream, and he crushed him. That was so crazy. I don't know if Fly played his best. I don't think so. But if that would have been a real tournament game, then Terra would definitely be like a candidate for the top 4 of this tournament. He is currently number 1 in the NetEase ladder, right?
Exactly, and this is the big weakness of Fly is against Undead. Like back in the days, he was playing his 1 BM, 1 TC, and 7 grunts strategy, which never worked, but he was always playing this. And now he tries to go tier 3 and playing tri-hero, you know, like Blade Master, TC, and Shadowhunter, and it's not working as well.
I saw an Alchemist today.
Alchemist?
Yeah.
Wow. So even that could be something interesting if Terra managed to beat Fly. Then Hawk would have it really hard to get on the second place. So yeah, that will be interesting to see.
Okay, I think that's it for Group B. My pick is on Terra and Fly. I think it's gonna be so hard for Hawk, especially with Terra being in such a great shape at the moment, and also in what was a WFC tournament, the Warcraft Forever Cup or something. Terra got the second place, so he gets to know the later stages of a tournament. But let's take a look into Group C, one of the most interesting groups we have. It's, of course, the Night Elf group with the legend returning Moon, Law Lion, Warchief Rich, and Sushi. This is, with theory crafting, for me, one of the most interesting groups, because usually I would say Warchief Rich could be a favorite here because his mirror is like so good and he has so many people to practice with. But on the other side, all the three Night Elves don't play the European style. So maybe, Matthias, do you know anything about Moon's shape currently?
No, actually, I don't know too much. I just saw that he was doing quite well in the NetEase ladder, but I've talked to Focus about it, and he said Moon isn't like answering to any of his messages, and he's like, I don't know, trying to hide his strategies, I guess. Maybe I don't know. Perhaps he doesn't have too much time to talk or whatever. In the past, Focus and Moon has always been like friends, or if you can be friend with Moon, and so I think he's like, really a surprise, and I really hate this group. Because what's the point in inviting Moon when you put him in a group with full of Night Elves? It's like well known that Moon has always been very bad, if you can say that Moon is bad, but very bad in Night Elf Mirror, so I don't really see the point in this. That's Chinese seeding, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't on purpose, I guess. It was a group drawing, so...
But they could like prepare and do some kind of seeding to avoid this. I mean, what? Moon with 3 other elf in one group? What?
Yeah, the current shape of Moon, I just looked it up, 76% win rate on the NetEase ladder, 99 wins to 30 losses. That is, for a guy who has been AFK for 2 years and did 2 children in the meantime, pretty impressive.
Well, I can tell you that he will be prepared. There was never a tournament when Moon hasn't been prepared, so he will be. But preparing for Night Elf Mirror is like, I don't know, lottery.
Rafa, what do you think about Moon?
Yeah, but Moon, I cannot say much about him because, I never chatted with him before. And I didn't see anything of him recently. Some Chinese guys were saying he will probably, he wants to come to China and start a stream there, like Infi and TH are doing, and streaming his games after WCA. Mm-hmm. I cannot say if it's true or not, but at least Chinese people are saying this, or...
there was a video on ReplaysNet where he sent a message to all the fans, and he said he's gonna continue after WCA and he will stream. I don't know where. I expect it to be not Twitch. The former CEO of We Made Fox is involved with some streaming stuff, so I think there's going to be a connection.
Yeah, so that might be a true thing, and that would be really interesting if he really wants to come back. So if this is the case, I think he will be prepared for this tournament. If this was just, some words you say to make a nice comeback, and then after WCA he will never come again, then I don't think he will be ready for this tournament.
Happy said it before, Moon was always the best when he had time to prepare. I think a lot of us old school people remember the super fight against Grubby where he just crushed him for $10,000 in a best of 5. So maybe it's an advantage for him to only prepare for Night Elf now when he's getting back in shape. I'm not so sure, but at the same time, let's talk about the other players a bit. The Night Elf Mirror playstyle from these guys is so different. Happy, do you know how the Allied plays it?
Well, I'd say Moon would not prepare for Night Elf Mirror, just prepare for Night Elf Mirror, because it's Moon. He will aim for the grand final, so he will practice against, every other race. So, Yeah, I think Lawlight isn't like the standard player, the cookie cutter player, but yeah, it's Night Elf Mirror. It's so hard to tell. They all have good micro. I think Warchief is probably the favorite, but I don't think they can pull out like something new or new strategies or something.
I will tell you why I think Warchief Rich is definitely not a favorite in this group. Because Warchief Rich is always, but really always, playing dried bears or bears in the mirror, the bear strategy. And Sonic is playing always bears. Foggy is usually always playing bears.
No, Foggy is very versatile.
Yeah, Foggy. But when it's but most of the important games he was playing bears, I think. And Zhu Shishi, I saw him streaming. And, well, this is a story I told Yannis before. I think that the Chinese player knew the group drawings before the European. He knew that. Before when came it out? 1st of December?
Not
end of November?
Sure, yeah, something like that. Let me look it up on Reddit somewhere.
Because I saw a streaming session of Joe Shishi in early November. I think it was the 3rd of November or something like that, and he was practicing with a friend only Night Elf Mirror, like really only Night Elf Mirror, and he was always playing this Mass Archer Talons stuff.
Interesting. So the groups came out at November 27th.
Yeah, so he was doing it way before, it was really in the beginning of November. He was just playing this Archer Talons stuff.
And if you look at the Chinese scene, there's no Night Elf where...
Yeah, exactly. So why should you practice only against Night Elf all day long? And it was like a 7-hour streaming session only against Night Elf.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm not joking. And when I was in China, I met his girlfriend, who is living in Shanghai. And when I asked her about this, she said, yeah, someone told him he has to practice against Night Elf. So...
Boom!
Yeah,
wow.
You see. So now I'm not sure if it's just Shishi who knows about the groups or if other Chinese player knew about that. I definitely think Shishi will be favorite because if he's really practicing so hard against Night Elf, it will be hard to beat him.
I don't know anything about Shishi's Mirror, to be honest. I only saw a few games against Colorful, and Colorful is not a great player either, I think. So, did he usually play bears as well before this streaming marathon?
Yeah, before he was sometimes playing bears, sometimes playing the Talons, and now he's just only focusing on this Mass Archer Talon stuff, and sometimes even adding Mountain Giants to this.
Okay, yeah, that's something I would totally agree to you. Warchief is not a favorite in my mind as well. If he can play Bear Mirror, he's super awesome. If he's facing Talons, I'm not too sure about that. And Lawlight is very versatile in this Night Elf Mirror matchup. He can go Talons, Archers, he can go Bears, he can go Bears, but not search the open fight, but go for a base race. He's really, really good at that. So I think he will have problems with the non-standard Bear type here. And if you say that Shishi is not playing it, and Lawlight might not be playing it, then it's gonna be super hard.
Yeah, and as far as I remember, Moon was not playing it so often as well. I think he was playing the Archer Talon stuff as well.
I don't know, Happy, do you remember that?
I'm not sure.
I think he's used to it, yeah, he was used to it, but...
To Bears or the Talon play?
The Talon play,
okay.
Yeah.
Whew, that could be a pain in the ass for the Chief.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think Rich is not a favorite in this group, but I think, personally, it's just my opinion, but I think Shishi is a good spot, and then it will be decided between Moon and Lawlight, depending how strong Moon will be. Rich, for sure, he's a nice player, so he can always win something, but I think it will be hard for him if he has to play not the Bears, right? Things.
Yeah, last year we had high hopes for Chief as well, but there were some issues. He wasn't used to the land feeling. He didn't bring his own mouse pad, I guess. But that looked way better at Gamescom, for example. So he's getting used to the LAN environment. I don't know how many LAN tournaments Lawlight did in his career, but of course Moon.
Not too many.
Okay, not too many. Moon, of course, he won it all. That's not a question at all. Shishi, I think many tournaments as well, right? In China, there's still like 4 to 5 offline tournaments each year.
Yeah, Shishi always struggled to win against Infi and TH because.
Well, everybody does.
well, you just
do?
cannot beat them, you know. So, I think Shishi has a good spot in this group stage, but then on the third tournament, it will be hard for him.
Okay.
Night of Mirror. I mean, everyone can win a Night of Mirror. It's really random.
I bet Neo can't.
Shots fired. Hey! Be nice. Yeah,
Neo will just hide his Tree of Life, you know.
Of course.
It's a 20-minute game.
I learned that from Todd back then. But yeah, it's an interesting similarity. At the Zodiac Dream League, War Chief had to face 4 Night Elves in a group of 6, I guess, or 3 Night Elves and 1 Undead. And everybody said, okay, that's easy pickings for War Chief, and he dropped. So this might actually happen again, history repeating itself. What else would I want to say? Oh yeah, Lawlight. Of course, we know he has all the skills in the world. He won the Rust Brain Cup. He just won the Korean Twitch Warcraft League. He got the Holz Cup as well. So maybe the best Korean shape at the moment, but he has so much respect for the legends like Remind or Moon. I talked about the Night of Mirror matchup with him before the WCAC qualifiers, and he said, I'm way too bad. I can never beat Remind. He's a legend. How will I be able to beat him? Then 2 days ago, I talked about his group with him, and he said, oh, it's a nightmare. This group is a nightmare. And I said, what? Your Night of Mirror is so great, man. Yeah, but I can never beat Moon. I'm like, this guy has been 2 years in the army. Why do you think you have no chance against him?
Is it the Asian face he's showing you? You know, like if someone is respectful as a big history like Moon or Remind, you will never say something that you are able to beat him. You know, the Asian way of living will always be you have to respect them and you have to agree he's better than you, even if you think you can beat him actually.
Okay, so
that could be just his face.
Just his poker face. Okay.
I'm not sure about it because I don't know Lawlight personally, but I think Chinese people or Asian people will always show a face, which doesn't mean it's true.
Happy, you've been around many Koreans. What do you think? Is this the real Lawlight he's showing to me, or just a poker face?
Well, I don't know Lawlight too much personally, but yeah, I would agree. Many Asians have this like poker face, and it's really hard to say. I don't understand why he would say something like this about Remind, because Remind has been in a bad shape for so long. So yeah, on Moon I would agree, because Moon is like, I don't know, he's playing out of the box all the time, and you can never like get your chances right and yeah, be sure to beat him because it's Moon. But well, I would say Lawlight has really good chances to beat Moon just because it's Night of Mirror. If Moon would be like, I don't know, an undead player, it would be more hard for Lawlight to beat him. So yeah, I'd say it's just his Asian face.
Okay, I'm still curious because he doesn't say stuff like that about people like Lucifer. I think he was pretty sure that he can beat him against, I don't know. Yeah, so
yeah, but you know, Moon has like an other image.
Yeah, that's true. And I think he says that that about Remind, because Remind was kind of his teacher back then.
Exactly. So Remind is a good friend of Lawlight, a very good friend. They are currently playing 2v2.
Ah.
And Remind was seen as being the best Night of Mirror player for ages. So I think these two criteria could be a reason why he's saying he cannot beat Remind.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. If Lorlight continues into the playoffs, we all know his Warden play by now, and we all know that the biggest force he has to face will be the 3 Chinese human players. Do you think that Lorlight's Warden might be the key to victory against them?
I think so, because yeah, he's so good with Warden, and yeah, I don't think that the Chinese humans are that used to it. I don't know. I have not seen so many games of them against Nidav. Perhaps Raphael has a better view on it, but yeah, if any Nidav can beat them, it's Lorlight.
Yeah, I agree with you, because in China they say Night Elf is the evil race. They don't like Night Elf. They think it's bad if you play Night Elf. They think human is the only true race to play in Warcraft.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's really true. If you see, there are not many Night Elf. Shishi is one of the only Night Elf players, and he's not popular in China. They don't like him very much.
Just because he's a Night Elf
because
player?
it's Night Elf, yeah.
Crazy.
I think it's different with Moon, because Moon is just a legend, but in China they don't like Night Elf players, so it might be true that with a Warden and his style, depending on the map, he has for sure a chance.
I know that Shishi has been playing Warden as well, a little bit, but this approach of Lorlight with his Warden, with his fast creeping to level 4, then even to level 7, he gets super quick there. I'm not too sure if the Chinese humans will study Lorlight if they see him as a threat. I don't think so, personally. I think they think that only Chinese people can beat them if... I don't know. So maybe that's his chance. My tip is on Lorlight for this tournament, I gotta say so much.
So you think he will play super greedy against the humans?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has to.
I think it's dangerous, because I think a player like TH will just tower rush you. He's seeing you try to get your Warden level 3 very fast with one archer. He will just run in your base and do some Tinker tower push, something like this. And I'm not sure if Lorlight is prepared against these things, you know.
Yeah, there's nothing to practice with. Yeah, we talked about that before.
That's the problem. You have no European TH. Just see, like Hawk is never doing that. If Hawk sees Lorlight doing Warden style, he will not just, okay, let's go for Tinker and tower pushing.
Yeah. The only person that has an equal skill level is Reprisal, but I think there's a kind of hatred about Reprisal in the Korean scene as well. It's kind of equal to the Infi TH thing. Matthias, do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Reprisal is like not very good friend with any other player in Korea, because he's like kind of arrogant, I heard, and yeah, I can just talk about Focus, but he really doesn't like to play with Reprisal because he thinks he can't trust him, and yeah, I know that Lorlight thinks the same way, so yeah, Reprisal is kind of isolated in Korea, I guess.
Interesting. Okay, that's about it for Group C. Let's switch to the German group. Group D with TH, Yours, Focus, Your Boy, and Hate, Love, Anger. I think we can all agree that Hate, Love, Anger will maybe take a map, but that's it.
Well, I think Hate, Love, Anger is like, yeah, a very uncommon player. Like he always thinks about new strategies and crazy stuff, unexpected stuff. So yeah, I'd say this is like the worst group for Focus. He doesn't agree, but I think it is, because Focus is really good against cookie cutter play and like the standard strategies, but if they are players who, like, I don't know, tend to use different strategies, he's not that used to it. Yeah, Focus struggles a lot, so I'm not sure. I remember WCG 2009 in Cologne, and he was in a group with Rotterdam and what was his name? Fire
D?
No. This Austrian guy. Firestrike.
Yeah,
the other orc guy. And Rotterdam and Firestrike were like speaking about strategies against Focus, and they agreed to just Farseer tower rush him, and Focus was like, I don't know, so completely helpless. He didn't know what to do because everyone was playing Blade Master every single game. He was like so good with Blade Master, but he never like faced that strategy in a real tournament. So that makes me kind of worried, I'd say, about Focus, because TH is like very creative. Jaws can be creative. He's the caster of Back to Warcraft, so he knows about shop control. HLA is like called the professor for a reason, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I would agree. I think when Focus first came back, he really struggled, especially against Night Elf, because he didn't really know or thought it would be better his way how to defend the tier 2 push, for example. And it took him like weeks to figure out how to fight this. And I think he's kind of slow in adapting. And if you don't adapt against Halo of Anger, that will kill you. Or can kill you.
Well, I think HLA has. I really don't want to be disrespectful to him, but I think he has absolutely no chance.
That's what we said before the pro qualifier.
Yeah, but I do not see him practicing now. Maybe he's doing without streaming. That could be possible.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, but I think Focus is quite strong against Undead. I think his weakness is against human. So I think Jaws and TH will be the both going through this group. Maybe if Focus managed to win against Jaws, he will be the one. But HLA for me is just not good enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Focus is struggling against human, but he's in the best shape of, I don't know, years. He's winning several cups in Korea and in Europe, and he beat Hawk on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think Focus like improved a lot in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
If you recall that he's just back from army for 2 months, so I think it's incredible how strong he is again. And I know Focus is a player who is like practicing 24/7.
Literally 24/7.
He will be in his best shape of his life, I guess. And with his new Shaman's Wyvern strategy, I think he has a decent chance against Jaws, maybe even against TH. I'm not too sure if he can like really take a best of 3 against TH, but I think he will be the favorite against Jaws.
Mm-hmm. I think if you beat Hawk, then you're the favorite against Jaws as well.
Yeah, that's true. I think Focus does very well in the NetEase client as well. He's in the top 8, as far as I know, and maybe even manages to win one map against TH, because TH is playing random all day long. he's really doing that. He doesn't care to play just human. He doesn't want. I spoke with him recently on QQ client, and he was telling me, he tries to play just human, but after 5-6 games, he's bored and switches to random.
So how much does TH actually play? Because we heard that he's part of Heroes of the Storm team now, or was it Infi?
That's TH.
Okay. So how much practice does he do for Warcraft now?
Well, that's hard to say, but he's practicing a lot as well, because this tournament gives too much money not to practice.
That's true.
It's like amazing how much. I think the first place 50,000 euros, something like this.
Yeah.
This is just so much, and even the 4th place, gets still, I think 6,000 or 7,000, something like that. And this is so much. I mean, for a player like TH, who knows he has the skill to be in the top 3, he has just to practice. Everything else would be just dumb,
Yeah, I think so too, and of course he has the option to switch to other races. Maybe he can surprise yours, playing, I don't know, Undead against him, or Night Elf or whatever.
Night Elf probably.
Night Elf probably, because we know yours. He beat Infi in China and he beat Sky in China. Maybe TH is the next that will be killed by by yours in China. But usually, I think Focus and TH should advance here. I'm not too high on my buddy yours. I don't know, man. I'm just not. I haven't seen impressive performances by him in the recent weeks. I think since WCA, there was not one cup where he impressed me, and that's kind of disappointing to me. But yeah,
I'd agree because I don't know. In his streams, he's always like, "Oh, I'm in a very good shape, and I'm like the best human in Europe." And
yeah,
stuff.
he's super confident.
But yeah, he is. But yeah, at least I don't see him playing like this confidence to
I would agree.
Prove it, and I think it's not too bad to be confident in China, because if you are on the stage and you are not confident in playing legends like Moon or TH or Focus or whatever, you can, like, I don't know, just type GG and leave the game. Because you have to believe in yourself, and at least that's what Jaws does. So maybe this is his chance.
Yeah, that's a nice. Oh, yeah, continue.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I think this is possible that Jaws, just see this all as a show. Like he's quite someone who likes the show, who likes to be in the middle of the action. You can see in the stream, like doing fancy stuff for the viewers. He likes to get attention, which is not a bad thing. Just when it comes to play decisive games against maybe a Focus who really, really, really wants or puts everything in this, and so if Jaws is not 100% concentrated and taking this maybe too much as a show, it might be difficult for him. But I still give him quite some chances to get through this group as a second place.
I think the audience and of course playing on stage as well gives him a big boost, because he can show off then. He will be presented, and of course a lot of Warcraft fans remember him from his wins against Sky and Infi. So I think if he will play on stage, that could be great, but it's a group stage, and I have no idea how many games will actually be played on a stage. So last year, I think in the group stage, it was only 2 games that were played on a stage. So
of each group, or
no, in general.
Okay.
From the entire group stage. Not too sure.
Because there are a lot of other games,
Yeah, of course.
So
there's Dota, there is Crossfire and whatnot. So
all the great games.
But I heard that they're doing it a little different this year, but it's just rumors. But how is Focus offline? I know him as a very shy and calm guy, and I can expect him that I could expect that a stage is frightening him a bit.
Well, I think Focus is offline really, really strong because he relies on his micro. He always tells me Orc has no strategies. Orc has just fighting and microing and stuff and hope for the best. So he's like on QQ client, he's always complaining about lag when he's playing Java Cup. So I think like the LAN ping will really, really fit him and his playstyle. And in addition to that, he has like been around for so many years. He has played WC3L finals, WCG finals and stuff. And I think he is really used to playing on stage. Okay. So yeah, he might seem like very shy and stuff, but his mind is strong.
Okay. So that's about Group D, and that covers the group stages. We heard that the winner of Group A will face the runner-up of Group B, and so on. So Rafa, who's your favorite of this tournament? Who do you think will win it in the end?
Well, my favorite, or my big wish, would be Fly. Because I think Fly is strong against Human, and he will probably face a Human in the quarterfinals. I think Fly is a very nice guy, always happy on his stream. He's not arrogant at all. Now he's someone I could talk with without any problems. In QQ, he didn't seem to be, oh, I don't talk with you because you're not professional. And I want Fly to win, so I go with Fly.
Okay, Matthias, of course you're rooting for Focus, but what's your guess who's winning this?
I really hope that Loliad will eliminate all the fucking humans. Then meet Focus in the finals and lose to him. Well, I'm not sure if this will happen, but yeah, I think if Moon can survive his group, he really will have a good chance to win this tournament, because nobody knows what strategies he's playing or how's his shape, and so yeah, I think Moon is up for a surprise. Mark my words.
My guess is with Loliad, so that's gonna be interesting.
But is it what you think or what you wish? Because if it's about what you think, if it's about what I really think we will win, so I go with Infi. But if it's my wish, it's Fly.
Okay, yeah, it's well, I know a lot of these guys now, and I have really a lot of sympathies for a lot of them. I would love to see Joss and Hate Love Anger win, of course. I would love to see Focus win, but a combination of thinking and hoping is Loliad. I think he can do it. He might meet with TH in the quarterfinals, and I think he can definitely beat him. So I think it's not a bad guess to go for Loliad.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd agree. If he can keep his nerves down and be chilled on the stage, he can do it because of all these humans, and yeah.
Yeah, that's the advantage of exactly. That's the advantage of Loliad and Moon, because if they make it through the group stage, they don't have to face maybe TH, but if they can escape TH, they have to meet a human only the semi-final or final. So they skip Yumiko, Reprisal, and Infi. Or one of them, and that's a good thing for them. Because you don't want to meet Infi in the quarterfinal.
No, definitely not. Well, it's still double elimination, so everything can happen.
Ah, it's double elimination?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's so great.
I think so too. I think the format is the best that we could have hoped for. It's best of 3 in the group stage. It's double elimination. I don't know if the final's going to be best of 5, but I think so.
Okay, but that double elimination is so great. So nice.
Literally everything can happen. Okay.
You know if it's just the top 2 of each group advancing?
Yeah, it's just the top 2.
Okay. Poor HLA.
Well, maybe he surprises everybody again. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully against TH, not against Focus.
No, but if HLA wins that tournament, I mean, I have to quit my life. This will be.
I don't think his shenanigans would work against Infi. He's just so cool and relaxed. I don't know. This is all theory crafting. I think this is it. I think we're through everything. Maybe who will be the disappointment of the tournament? Last year we had TH struggle. Everybody thought he would win, and then we saw him drop early in WEC and WCA. Who will it be this year? The disappointment of the tour. Rafa.
Oh.
You start.
Me?
I hope for Infi.
Yeah, me too. But I don't see it.
The obvious winner.
If I could choose one to fail, it would be Infi. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Fly will be the disappointment. I'm not too sure why, but he's kind of a grab bag. If his Blade Master control goes wrong once because he's so greedy, or if he loses 2 grunts in the early game, which can happen at a Fly game, then everything is possible.
And at a Focus game, so
yeah. Yeah, but I've seen it from Fly 1,000 times over the years. So if that happens twice in a row, then he's probably out of the group. So my guess for the disappointment is on Fly.
My guess, and I don't want to be mean with HAPPY, is Focus, because
what?
I just feel, I think Focus will lose against TH and against Yoss, and then he will be out, and everyone will have thought, oh, he should be second at least in this group, but I think he will be third, and that's what I think. But yeah, I hope so for you.
Yeah, it's not unlikely. It's not unlikely that yours can do it. Okay, thank you guys. I think we.
Before ending, I have just a question to you because
to me.
Yeah, to you. I heard about from Silence that you maybe will go to the PGL in Beijing after.
That would be awesome. I asked some old ESL friends who were WC3L admins once if they can hook me up with the PGL guys, because PGL and ESL are kind of related. I think it's organized by ESL Asia. And we tried our best. We sent them our PowerPoint presentation that we sent to WCA as well. So we really wanted to spend Christmas in China to cast Warcraft. Yeah, we are that crazy. But we haven't heard from them. And I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay. You know that maybe I have a little story to end this, like a Rimondimo story, you know? Because Silence, now you should tell him Shylence.
Okay.
For being shy. You know?
Ah.
And there is a nice story behind that, because in summer I met him in Sojo, and he wanted to show me the city, you know. So we went out, and he was telling me all day long that he wishes a blonde European girlfriend, you know. So the typical stereotype of the Chinese guy wants to have a blonde girlfriend with big boobs and all this stuff. So we were walking there, and suddenly there was a blonde girl there, you know, waiting for crossing the street. So I was like, hey, Silence, come. We get to her and try to get her number. And so we went to her, and I was asking, where are you from? She's from New Zealand, and her parents lived there, you know. She was jogging. So I say, okay, look, let me introduce you to my good friend here. I turn around, and Silence is like 5 meters standing behind me, looking at him, checking his phone, you know. Like pretending to be busy. I was like, come on, really?
Oh boy.
And then, well, the light of the street, you know, turned green, so she was jogging away.
His big chance.
Yeah, he missed his big chance. So since this moment, we call him Shylance. So don't forget to tell him like that.
You people out there will get to know Shylance, because he's gonna be our bitch, so to say. He will be our little helper guy, and will translate the interviews that we're gonna do with hopefully not all the players, but the most important ones. It's gonna be good. Happy, any last words from you?
No, thanks for having me here. Hey, thanks for having me here, and yeah, doing this expert roundtable, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. See you next time, guys.
Yeah, you can show your girlfriend now that you're a real expert in something.
Yeah, shoutouts to her, and yeah, you are famous now, Corina.
Okay, Rafa, any words from you?
Giannis, indeed.
Okay.
Just thank you for inviting me, and well, I'm not such an expert, but I think it's a nice talk.
I think so too. I had fun, and that's the most important thing, of course.
So have fun in China, guys.
Yeah, I hope that all works out with our visa, but we'll see. Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening, everybody. I'm gonna play my goodbye song, and then it's over here. Good night, everybody.
See you, mate.
Oops, I cut Happy off. One little thing, we will do a kick tip betting group for WCA, maybe with some prizes. I don't know if I can organize them. Time is really short. But we will keep you up to date, of course, on our Facebook, on our Twitter. We will post it on Reddit, war3reddit.com. And you can all participate. It's for free. And then we're gonna bet each and every single game of the group stage. We will bet on every game of the playoffs, and let's see who the real expert in the remaining Warcraft scene is. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and of course we will spread the link everywhere once it's out, once it's set up. I don't know if it supports double elimination, our system, but we'll see about that. It's all in the makings, and it's gonna be great. This tournament is just gonna be great. I hope this was entertaining. I had a lot of fun with these guys, and I think they were worthy experts here on this panel, and maybe we will have them on stream once again. So I am searching for my goodbye song here, and then I'm gonna quit this. I hope you had fun. Please share your opinions about the WCA group stage on Facebook and Twitter with us, and of course on Reddit if you haven't already, because we are really interesting not only in like the experts' opinions but also yours. I read some very very good comments on Reddit, I can say the least, and I took some notes off of that to steal some lines maybe for the casts later. But where the hell is my playlist? There it is. Okay, everybody.